And we're live on a Mars Day. Got the club going up on a Tuesday. I am your hostess with the mostest, the High Priestess Phoenix. I am your spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker, starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, guru, yogi, and messenger of God. I am all of them reincarnated. Call me Phoenix, because that's ultimately what it is. Do you know the definition of a phoenix? It's a mystical creature that lives for, hundreds of years, and then bursts into flames, and from the ashes arises anew. So, I had posted, in order to keep up with me, you would have to see what I posted in my community page. My altar is a tribute to me and all the layers of my being and all the things that I've learned and experienced in many different lifetimes that are here to help me get through this weenie ass lifetime that we're having right now. And as weenie as it seems, it's like you can still see it. Then the thing I posted before that, or around that time, was about the floods that are happening in Kentucky and Tennessee and all that. It's like, oh Lord, it's, I've witnessed God and all his wonders, and you're here to witness the goddess and her wonders as we bear witness to God and wonder. Wonder why I call you bitch. Thanks, Pock. Can't do without that guy. Oh, man. All right, let's talk about that guy and all those guys. Why these guys? Well, ultimately, these guys were mighty men. You know what I mean? But they were mighty men in their flesh, but they were mighty spirits of God, right? Here on a mission, right? And they were only able to complete that mission through their divine feminine. They were divine masculines, but they had to work through their divine feminine energy. So each of them had to go through their feelings, which is the divine feminine, which is what you see here as God made me, layers of our being. We had to experience it, right? So my first incarnation, right? That was my first layer of being. And if you go into it, absolute chaos, but yet flooded with all of the feelings of what it meant to be human. And, well, to be in a form or another, and another, and another, okay? And then we go into my last incarnation, right? Now, it's funny because you go from, the beginning of my lessons to be learned. These are the lessons, as they say, these are the lessons that I had to learn through these lifetimes. And now I'm Lilith reincarnated, my first incarnation, with all of my other incarnations here during this present incarnation to close it all up. Finishing off all of the different things that I needed to embody to be one body, right? Confirmation. Who cares what that is? It's probably some bullshit. Anyways, so I always stood for equality. Okay? Now, we can go through time and all of that, but it's all kind of spread out because even though these are the incarnations that I was, it doesn't mean that I wasn't there. I just wasn't incarnated. That's a whole thing for your grasping. All right, so I learned equality. That's what I stood for from the moment I was incarnated. It was we are equal. I would not submit to Adam. I would not submit to anyone's rule. Anyone's. Going back to Gabriel, get the fuck out of my face. You don't tell me what to do. Nobody tells me what to do but God Almighty. We are all equal in his house. Right? So there's a lot of lessons to be learned, and that's where I came in to teach you with that apple. Go figure, the apples are here. Put all your apples in your barrel. All right, so then we learn about that. Okay. Right after was the resurrection. I taught you about being in my very next, you know what I mean? Next incarnation was, I'm going to teach you about being reborn. How you can come back to life. That life is eternal. That you just move from lives. Oh, really? Yeah. Really? Yeah, really. Keep going. All right. Appearances. By that time, I had learned what it meant to have a good appearance and a bad appearance. Appearances. And to learn about that, how you can use that power. This is all about the powers that lie within, right? Okay. Now, one of the next ones you really had to learn is compliance. Just surrender. Just surrender. Okay, whatever you say. Whatever you say. Whatever you say. Protection. You're like, how? Well, you go back to your original form. I have a huge fucking echo going through my ear. Not a ring, an echo. When you learn how to surrender, you see those that don't, and you see the persecution. You see how people are fighting. And then you become, you know what I mean, protective. And that's going back to being, you know, the goddess of hell. Not the ruler of hell, but the goddess. Okay? Different layers of the being. You know what I mean? Okay? You have to learn about the loss. Because ultimately this is what this is all about. Hecate is about the regenerative states. Always teaching you this. You're going to have to learn to lose. Let go of things. Let go of things. You're going to get the endurance to make it through it. But you have to push through it. You're going to find inspiration along the way. You will be redeemed. Know that. You will be redeemed. Sovereignty is yours for the taking. And you master these levels of your being. But most importantly, understanding your destructive side and how it needs to be channeled and how useful it is. This is my most powerful being. Absolute, limitless, full of love, full of destruction. The full balance, an absolute monster of love and destruction. Our Father, who art in heaven. So in the sense of, you know what I mean, do you want to really be ashamed of what you did last summer? When you don't even know, you know what I mean, why you did that? Do you really? Do you really? Okay, so let's move on to some great stuff. We're going to learn new stuff. You know, this is all old stuff. I'm going to teach you a couple of new stuff. Something new just came into me. I don't know. What do we want to put up here? Which part of me would you like to see today? Just kidding. And that's it. It's like I posted that. It's like, you never know what you're going to get. Well, it's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. But you're going to get a lesson. And a blessing. All right, so last night and the night before, I talked about I've been praying real hard and you know what I mean, using the power of my prayers. You know, the kids came in, I learned how to pray for the kids. You know what I mean? Before I go outside, I got to pray myself up. I'm praying to God a lot. What do we say to God? And that's it. We got to stop and think about what the fuck are we talking to God about. I got this book at the very beginning. I got to be honest, I don't think we've opened it in over a year. I gotta be honest. And that was, you know, I don't know. I mean, this was really, really, really in the very beginning. We haven't opened it forever. It teaches you about prayer and how so many people, it teaches you about the difference of affirmations, prayers, and blessings. It teaches you how they prayed to different entities. And this specifically, the goddess, bro. All different layers of the goddess. All right, so we pray to God. We teach you how to pray to God. You know what I mean? We're learning how to pray to God, but how to pray to the goddess. People pray to different goddesses. I showed you lots of my being. Now, we were in a place right here. We were talking about the 9 muses and their creative blessings. Okay? Now, I'm not going to read all of this. We're going to kind of go into this real kind of quickly. The beautiful voice, the muse of epic, heroic poetry. She's often depicted with a tablet and a pencil. All right. In one instance, Zeus called upon her to mediate the quarrel between Aphrodite and Persephone about Adonis. You just saw I was what Persephone. All right. Given the dispute by giving each goddess equal time, while also giving Adonis some free time for himself. Okay, it's knowing who to pray to and when. All right, I'm not saying their names because I'll probably mess them up, and you can go ahead and not make fun of me and try to say it yourself. Okay, her name is the Fame Giver. As a muse of history, it's usually depicted with a laurel wreath on her head while holding a trumpet in one hand and a book or scroll in the other. She introduced the Phoenician alphabet to the Greeks. Okay, who teases Aphrodite about her love for Adonis. In retribution, Aphrodite causes Cleo to fall in love with, Pyrrhus, the king of Macedonia. Okay, long stories, and then they tell you the prayers. This one, she is the muse of tragedy and song of mourning. She is usually shown wearing or holding a tragic mask, a club of Hercules, and a wreath made of vine leaves. She is also the mother of the sirens. She's beautifully voiced, memorizes those who hear her sweet bound. Invoke the moon, you know what I mean? So this is talking about who do you love enough? The songbirds is what I heard. What songbirds are you going to call upon? And that's it. You know, any real creative that's not blown up in their big ass, badass ego would say, and I'm seeing Michael Jackson. I shared it in my shorts. Go check it out. He said that he's just a channel to it. He just sits there and he just lets it flow and he creates what he's seen, or, you know what I mean? And that's really what it is. The angels whisper upon you what they want you to, their words and, you know, their creations. So let's move on to the next one. Awakener of desire, the muse of love poetry, who also inspires erotic poetry. Hey, put it down. Actually, this makes sense for the next one that's going to come in. She is often depicted holding, and wearing a crown of roses. She is a goddess of mimicry and traditionally performance during a solo dancer and a narrative chorus. Her name means heavenly. She is the muse of astronomy and cosmology. Cosmology. I can't say it. She's often cosmological. There we go. Poetry. She is often pictured with a globe and a compass. While the muse of Cleo is associated with history and past, Urania looks towards the future and what the stars bring, and the stars' pattern symbolizes of the future. For Uranus, time is circular rather than linear. The past, present, and future become one. After all, Urania and Cleo are sisters, meaning in the end, it's all family, which is the oneness is all about. We are all connected to everyone and everything. When you invoke the creative blessing of Urania into your life, you are aligning yourself with the all human activity. The basic battle is between forces of chaos, which represent the breakdown of any kind of form and creative substance, and the forces of creativity, where everything is gifted with a life that is divine and dances in the dance of time. Creativity in this way connects the past to the future. Of course, we would speak on this beautiful muse. Now, that's what I said in my post. As tragic as it is for what's happening in Kentucky and stuff, all these places are being laid to rest. Their time has come. And now, from the destruction, creative minds will come in and make it new again. We have to destroy what was to create what will be. Who's doing the destroying? He, the destructor. He that created the earth in 7 days is really taking a long time doing all of this. The end days. How many of these days, damn it? They thought this was going to happen a lot sooner. Imagine, dude, Jesus, oh shit, bro. They knew about the end since the beginning. They've been waiting for the end forever. Now it's here and everybody's like, what time is it? What the fuck, Nika? Anyways, her name is To Bloom, the muse of comedy. There we go. That's where the Kevin Hart be. He be rolling with them. They be rolling. That's Pac. They just be in that whole, they're just, I told you, he's the most serious joke I ever met. He's a serious joke. You're like, what does that mean? It's the duality, bro. Spock is the most serious joke. He is the thuggest love you'll ever meet. You're like, what? Those are polar opposites. That's the Spock. Pox on the block, bro. Anyways, poetry, festivity, and humor, and she is often depicted wearing a comic mask crowned with ivy garland and carrying a shepherd's staff. Honored in European Feast of Fools on December 28th. This is a day of laugh out loud, throw a party, and do something that is... just sounds like a fucking sleepover, dude. Dress however you want. I want to see you in your fucking onesie. Sounds like fun. All right, let's see. Here's the next one. Many hymns. She's the muse of hymns, mimic art, and harmony. This is taking so long, I thought I was really going to skip to the next page, to be honest. Sometimes depicted as a dressed in white with a flower or pearl crown. Her left hand holding a scepter. Divine blessings when the creative project is a spiritual nature. I need your help. Traditionally, hymns were songs of praises, usually in the divine. It is also a perfect muse to help create more harmony in your personal profession. And they teach you a hymn for them. I was going to get to this page, to be honest. I saw this page come and I was like, oh, okay, this makes sense. Why? Because it's going to take us into the next page. Let me take a breath. I talk a lot. I don't, and then I talk too much. What you talking about, Willis? Let's see. All right. I need a different card. We need a different card. Where's that card? Who's that girl? Na 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 na. Divine connection. Oh man, who wants to say that word? Somebody want to say that word? Second word, line 1. Mahasura. Okay, we'll move on with that. The colossal buffalo monster threatened to undo the world and sent it back to chaos. All the Hindu deities came together and combined their power into one supreme... Oh my gosh, you want to say that word? Yeah, you watch a lot. Yeah. Mahasasura. Okay, moving on. I don't give it too much energy because I know I'm not going to make it out right. I just try. That's all they want you to do. Somebody can correct me and make me better, or the more I try, it might get better. Who knows? All right, Hindu deities came together to combine their powers into one supreme warrior. So the Hindu divinities poured out their energy as fire that rushed together, assuming the shape of the goddess Devi. Armed with the weapon of the gods and riding a lion, Devi roped the monster Mahasura. I don't know, it sounds like something that's on some anime. But the horrible beast escaped by shape-shifting into a lion. Remember, we were talking about the lioness last night with Archangel Ariel. The goddess Devi quickly beheaded the lion, but the monster again shape-shifted into a hero, and then into an elephant. The goddess finally defeated it when he returned into his buffalo form, thus saving the world from the forces of chaos. Because of her creation as the goddess, all Hindu forms of divinity can be reduced to Devi. And without her no good form, she is the goddess who created separation out of unity, and in the energy that continues to protect the world from chaos. In her light face, Devi is Garui, the yellow, Parvati, the mountaineer, Yuma, the light, and Yagamanta, mother of the world. Stop right there. Did you hear all that bullshit?
No.
I know, it was some bullshit. Again, this is past life. Again, it's all bullshit to me. Who cares? It was important when I was there. Okay, I want to teach you a little something. If I can, if they'll just go through the cards quickly. Can you stop it? Card messages. All right. Now, all of these that they're mentioned are levels. Try to keep your eyes on the name of the cards as I'm going through it. These are all levels of the Kali that they just described. Makali, Blue Tara. You know what I mean? These are all levels of the Kali. I'm trying to show you. The Devi's in there. The Devi is all levels of the Kali. But that's not just it. Then you have the Parvati, which is it. You have the Uma, the Yagamantha, the mother of the world. When someone realizes that there is a mythic or divine quality that she is doing, the insight triggers an inspiration that can only be termed divine. In the terms of affirmations, prayers, and blessings, the more active and pronounced your efforts, the higher your level of success. The divine in this case is the hand that stirs the creative cauldron. Bring it out, bring it out, bring it out. Here you go. Inspiration from the cauldron. Yes, just inspiration from the cauldron. From destruction. Okay, there's all this. I could keep doing this all damn day, but we're not going to. Why? Because I don't have my 8 arms. I only have 2. That was a good joke. All right, keep going, keep going, keep going. The divine in this case is the hand that stirs the creative cauldron. The first blessing is the goddess of all creation. Use it every morning to help you awaken the divine light within and ignite your creativity. All right, there's a blessing that comes in. I don't read you all their prayers and blessings. It's up to you to create your own prayers and blessings, to speak from your heart. And that's where the poetry comes from. You know what I mean? If we teach traditions, this is how it works, guys. There's some traditions that must live on that have been long forgotten. Many things that we need to break down, too. That, and that's it. It's like not all traditions need to be carried on. If we continue to follow doctrine, then we're going to follow in the steps of destruction that led us here. They led us here, fuckers. It was their rules and their way of life that got us to this way of life. We will rule or walk there, we will create new rules and a new way of life for those to walk in the future. So anyways, we don't want to follow full doctrine to, this is this and this is that. We need to feel our way to what God feels was the right way. And that's where it is the messages always been passed on by time. But then you put the skin on it and a bunch of little fucking people in your ear and it becomes all about power and control and, dominion, and no more about the message and more about, gain. So we got to watch out with that. In the sense of, somebody spent, this whole thing is about their prayers, and they're teaching you their prayers. And I should sit here and teach you and fill you with all of their juicy prayers. But the truth is I'm here to inspire you to pray harder and in your own creative way. The next 2 affirmations are reminders that the goddess is always with you, helping you and be more aware of your divine connection with her and her many faces. And that's what you'll learn from me being here. You know what I mean? I can read it out of a book, but now that I'm here and I teach you what I stand for as the goddess and what God and goddess are, you'll have this understanding where you don't need the teaching. You'll know. You'll know that I'm with you, that I understand you, that I know those feelings. What do you want your mother? Imagine your mother, your perfect mother.
You're not perfect.
Oh, far from it. The flesh makes me so very limited. And especially with the programming of what I have this perception a mother should be put in my head from what I've seen.
Mother shouldn't be a friend.
Okay, please don't interrupt right now. The thing is like, in essence, your mother is there to care for you and love you and support you and nurture you and be there, always know what you need and be there to, to nurture your needs. Understanding, God and how he works is what I teach you a lot. And it's this secondary, which is actually primary to me, is because, like, in essence, as goddess, first comes God, then comes goddess. You know what I mean? I can't be a goddess without God and his rule. You know what I mean? He rules over the reality in the world that we live in. The goddess rules over the heart and how we move through it. Do you know what I mean? It's an equal, it's a duality. So I spend just as much time teaching you about layers of the goddess inside of you, which is your feelings, but I teach you just as much time about the goddess that rules outside of you and your feelings, and how he's guiding the outside world for you and your feelings. It's a lot. Anyways, going to affirmations. Let me say this one more time. It's a reminder that the goddess is always with you. I teach you reminders all day that God is always with you. All right, helping you become aware of your divine connection with her and her many faces. Now, what's important about the goddess is you don't run to God about everything, and that's why he made so many people, so many beings that you could run to. Because when you run to God and he just, I'm seeing that fit I threw at him. I threw lots of them in his face, and then I threw a fit at all my spirit guides too. What happened? I was in a place of fear that I had overstepped, and they should have stopped me from doing something that I thought was going to be detrimental to my reality. Because ultimately, you control my reality. Okay, so that's God. God, you control my reality. My spirit guides, you guide me through this reality. I feel what it feels like to be real. In a fake ass world. I swear, I'm a real girl in the sense of sort of, you know what I mean, being crammed in it. So this is how it all works. So some shit really goes down. What really goes down? This is really hard for me, and I will always talk about it. You had to be there to see it. And Marshall has the messages. I went through it. That was the day he changed his profile and everything, dude. He did all this shit. Like, he announced he was trying to get my attention, but I was so deep in the darkness of what had just happened. What happened? The day before on Sunday, I'm scrolling through fucking Instagram or through Facebook, and I see all these pictures of Haley Mathers in her fucking bathing suit. And I decide I need to have a talk with you about your daughter right now. And I go into some really deep stuff with him, not realizing until the next day when TMZ shares the pictures that he was just at her wedding. And I have just spent his whole wedding day talking to him about her and her fucking underwear and her childhood traumas and his unhealed traumas that are in her life. And this is not good. And what kind of woman she's going to end up. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And I felt like a da-da-da the day. And I was so like, it just hit me. I was like, oh my God, what have you done? Because really, and that's it too. It's before I'm flipping out on God, and I'm trying to explain myself to Marshall, which he fully knows that I don't know what he knows, but it just was not appropriate. I was just like, oh God, he's going to kill me. He's never going to talk to me again. It's already done. That's what they kept saying. It's already done. Then I was even more mad. I couldn't even do nothing. It was already a day later, and I'm $1 shorter, bro. Like, oh my God. I went off on God and my spirit guides. Completely. Knowing their place and knowing what this is about, the structure of this reality, is extremely important. It gives you some grounding when things are, you're in this chaotic fucking matrix of a world. Going back to the affirmation of knowing that the goddess is with you, knowing that God's with you, knowing that your ancestors, your spirit guides, your mom, your whoever you need to nurture you through this is always available to you. And that's something I teach you from the other worlds. But, a lot of this is you tell yourself. An affirmation is you're affirming to yourself. You're telling yourself, today, I consciously remember to listen to the voice of the goddess, even in the midst of my daily activity. What is the goddess? You, your feelings. God and goddess is within you. I'm trying to help you understand this. So this is what I mean about taking their prayers and making them better. Today, I consciously remember to listen to the voice of my feelings. Even in the midst of my daily activity, I know that the divine feminine, the feeling, is breathing herself through me, awakening my creativity and making all things new. Blessed be the lady, or blessed be my feelings. Honor that your feelings are important, and there's going to be some good ones and some bad ones. I can be very bad. I can be a very bad girl. I can be a very good girl. It's just how you want to look at it. Okay? Creative inspiration. Many a goddess have... I'm not an idiot. Many a goddess has inspired great works. How do I always see these things? Because I'm actually looking. Many of goddess... I don't know what they meant to say. Many goddesses have inspired great works of art. Kindling the creative fire is especially of the goddess. Bring them out. cannot stop this. That's why you're like, where does it all come from? Me, 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 me. It's exactly where we are right now, bridge. I put on my embolic today. I was holding my bridge and my embolic. I was like, my bridge only got a little. Embolic is the same thing. We're the same. It's us. We're good. I put it on. It's such a delicious smell. All right, going back to it. Where was I? Creative fire is a speciality of the Celtic goddess Bridget, whose name means bright one or exalted one. Down through the ages, Bridget's sacred fire was never allowed to go out. To do so would bring doom and destruction upon humankind. Daughter of the Celtic god of knowledge, Dagda, which we'll see in our Kali cards again, Bridge taught mortals how to whistle. Whistle while you twerk. I couldn't do it. I was going to laugh too fast. Oh, I almost choked on my tongue. I was going to try to whistle. Anyways. Super funny. That's not what it says. And it's from, if you think about it, where did that song come from? Whistle while you work. It comes from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Anyways, meaning you're just, the dwarfs, Mama Bridge. It's all together. Celtic, you don't know. Daughter of the Celtic god of knowledge, Dagda, Bridge taught mortals how to whistle. She also brought Keen, a mournful sing and to humankind, representing smithcraft, poetry, inspiration, healing, and medicine. Bridget has a fertile aspect that is associated with Embolic, the Celtic festival day celebrating the beginning of February. Embolic is celebrated at a time when the milk of the sheep once again begins to flow, after the cold winter. In some Celtic traditions, Embolic is known as Bridget's Day, where people light the fires of their hearth while chanting the following: Bridget, Bridget, brightest flame, Bridget, Bridget, sacred name. One of the keys of the inspiration is to go to the first idea that inspires you. Go with your intuition, your gut feeling. Don't struggle with it, flow with it instead. Imagine when it comes to you, your idea is like a river, one that, I'm hearing songs, one that you can float, and that's where it is. It's like, who gave them the inspiration to this song? Maybe I did, and that's why they're all stuck in my head. I don't know. On all the way to boundless and bottomless ocean of divine creativity. Goddess of inspiration, such as Celtic Bridge, can help you in your voyage to new and uncharted ideas and lands. Use the following 3 affirmations to give thanks to the goddess, the one who inspires great creative efforts. And that's what it is. It's more affirmations and more prayers. This part of you lies within you. You're praying to a part that's within you. It's not outside of you, it's inside of you. You know what I mean? Today I will create a work of art that is absolutely divine, better than anything I've ever done, a creation that lives on through time. I, great goddess of creation, I, great lady of inspiration, blessed be the goddess. Goddess of inspiration, I am one with you. Today and every day, I feel your protective hand guiding and helping me give birth to truly divine creations. Tonight and every night as I sleep, I call upon the creative vision of the beloved wise woman, spinner of fate and weaver of dreams. Please grant me divine inspiration. So be it. Okay, stop right there. You call upon Michael for protection. You call upon Raphael for healing. You call upon Gabriel for your, your divine purpose. You call upon Sandalphon for your messages to be delivered. You call upon all of your angels, and you know what they call upon. All we're doing, we're not taking away from anything that has been given to you. We're giving you more to call, more to inspire, more to inhabitate into your life. Now, when you're calling upon your inner divine feminine, you're calling on your feelings to give you inspiration, to give you hope, to give you guidance, to give you all these things. When you're calling on your angels, you're asking them for shit outside of you. Yes or no? When you're calling on God and God's army, you're asking him to protect you through the world that he has created for you. When you're calling on the goddess, you're asking for the goddess to protect you from your own what? Destruction. You ask God and his angels to protect you from the destruction outside that he creates. And you ask the goddess inside to protect you, myself. Kali, help me. I'm going to melt down just like you. I'm ready to kill mankind just like you. Can you please help me not kill mankind? Help me, Kali. Help me. In the sense of, you know what I mean? Why did you pray to Judas? Help me. You know of the sins that I bear. You bear these sins before me. Help me carry this sin that has been passed on through our lineage. You know what I mean? Shut the fuck. Shut the fuck. Just kidding. In the sense of, I'm not against God. I'm not all for goddess. I'm telling you that it's all one. Okay? So, you're praying to your inner feelings, your inner goddess inside of you. And that's what I'm here. The goddess is here to teach you about your divine feminine feelings, your divine feminine inside of you, and how it works with the divine masculine God outside of us, and how this is all together. And then that's what the battle is. Your distorted masculine mind and programming, your distorted reality, which is your flesh of the, you know what I mean, versus your spirit. Okay? And that's it. You're passive to God. You know what I mean? Goddess is passive to God. Like I sit here, even in my dark goddess, bitching, but he rules the day. I might be in a dark goddess, way about it, but ultimately it's his way. But you want to have it Jesus's way, where it doesn't really bother you. You want to go unbothered. That's the point. Actualize your creativity. The most ancient Greek goddess, Eurynome, rose from the primordial chaos. Naked, she began dancing in a dance that soon separated light and darkness from the sea from the sky. Continuing her dance, Eurynome, I love this one. You already know me. I always do this every time I see this card. I didn't bring it out. I'm not going to right now. Eurynome began swirling in a passion of movement that creates a wind being who pursues her romantically. She grasped the wind by its hand, rolling it like a clay into a serpent named the Ophion. Matted with the wind serpent, she shaped shifting into a dove, laid the universe egg, and which creation hatched. Eurynome of the sea is the mother of all pleasure, who embodied the beautiful triplets. They are the graces of splendor, abundance, and joyfulness. That's what you get from dancing. It doesn't always look graceful when you put a whole bunch of alcohol in it, but it's a splendor, and it's an abundance, and it's a joyfulness that comes from dance. I teach you that a lot, is how important it is to just let yourself flow with the music and the vibrations and the wind, to just flow, to just like a ballerina, to just go with the flow. You know what I mean? Feel the flow of the waters. Just, you know what I mean? Dance. Dance. Tippy toe through the garden. All right, I'm going to stop there. Enough with the garden and, the tippy toes and all this shit on page 88. This is a great book to teach you how to get on the positive side. Again, we haven't been on the positive side of this for a long, long time. I stay in the negative of this bullshit. But this is a really good one. I got it in the very beginning. Yes? Chess. All right, so we were going to pull... Are you serious right now? Okay. It all started with that book, and then I saw the goddesses, and so then I got pulled to my crystal mandalas. But as soon as I saw the Dagda, I knew the Kallis. So let's start with the Kali card that I was dragging on for at least 3 days. We pull them when we're guided. I can't force the energy. And I said it right before we got here. The blue Tara is where we are in our current Kali energy. Now, imagine Kali is your most destructive energy. Lilith is your most rebellious energy. You're in your Kali energy. It lies within you. There's so many parts to your feelings. So we're tapping into our most destructive energy and seeing where is our most destructive energy and how is it working in our lives right now. Like, are we cutting people? Are we taking their heads? Are we Queen of Swords? Are we sitting down nicely and praising God? What are we doing? What part of, the destructive forces of our feelings? Right now, we're in the blue Tara, which I didn't even bring up. Oh, they're going to take us down a pipe low, dude. I got cards and cards for everything. What's the number? 17. Go figure. Go figure. Oh, man, oh, man. Why 17? It's just one of those numbers, bro. 1 plus 7 is what? 8. We just turned from page 88. If I could just find the card, we'll be good. I think it's right here. Yep. All right. On page 107. Can't make it up. 17. Check yourself. Sweet Mother of Peace now bestows her gift of clarity, peace, and power over coming any negative condition. Just as the beautiful lotus grows from the muddiest waters, so too shall you arise from the confusion, difficult circumstances, and heavy energies into sacred blossoming. If you felt held back, slowed down by your circumstances, remember that your soul has the ability to process all experiences and become stronger, not weaker, through doing so. This oracle indicates healing and a positive prediction for the peaceful future. Okay, and that's funny because I shared it. I was like, we have laid our demons to rest. I have exorcised the demons. In the sense of, no, they live within. The monsters still live within. They come out, to play. We have tea time and shit, but they're not, we exercise together up the mountain. We're all in the light together, shut the fuck up. Going back into this, I said a post, and everyone's very confused about that post. Like, bitch, why you didn't go to work? Because God, and that's what it means about honoring your feelings. This might get me in trouble, but I have to honor my feelings and see what happens when I honor my feelings. You're like, well, now you don't have the money to pay it. No, that's exactly what God told me to do last week, and I didn't do what he said. Well, I mean, I did, but I didn't. He told me not to do that. He told me not to pay for my car to work it off. Or, you know what I mean? And so now, because that's what I would have done. I would have used up all my energy. And it's cold as fuck. I just want to say that. They're still at work. They'll still be there for another couple of hours. I could have made like $220 for 12 hours of fucking freezing cold work. And it did stay snowing, so that means I would have kept working in it. And I can do it quite well. I'm really masculine and all of, I have all that energy. But then once I sat down, it would take me at least 24 to 48 hours to build up that energy again. I would have just gave up all the money I worked for and still had no energy to create anything new and been in a jammy jam or two. Right now, if you looked at what I'm posted, is I have until the 25th to use the energy I currently have to pay the $193, which I can do comfortably in the warmth of my car in a night or two. I have plenty of days to do this, but I need to get this done. And that's it. It's like God told me not to be giving them my money. So purposely, I woke up with the intention to get money, but no feeling to go get it. That way, this morning, I didn't follow the same pattern of just giving away my money, working hard for nothing. And that's what he was trying to show me the first time that this happened. He said, why are you going to work? I was like, I don't know, because I never say no. He's like, do you need money? I was like, no. And he's like, okay. And if you do, you know what I mean? I was like, the thing was about the car. He's like, well, then why don't you just drive the car? You don't have to be in the freezing cold. You can just drive your car and make the money. I was like, touche. Right? But that's not what happened. The next day, same thing. But I actually, instead of doing what he said and driving the car to make the money, I did all this bullshit and I paid it all off. I didn't trust him. Were they going to give me, I had the emails confirming that they weren't going to actually charge me for a week. I had a week to come up with it, but it was a lot more money. So in essence, I didn't learn the lesson last week. Now it's learning to have trust. Trusting that I made the right decision by going with my feelings, and God is going to support me in my feelings, was the lesson that was supposed to be had last night. Now, this card is confirmation that you have peace about it. It's like, okay, I have peace in understanding this chaos that is being created around me. Meaning, why didn't you just go to work and pay off your car? Because I didn't have peace about going to work. And by not doing so, it makes sense what he's trying to teach me. And I wouldn't have learned it by just paying off my car. I would have gone against what he was already showed me last week. How many times is he going to show me the same lesson? And how firm is he going to get about this lesson? Which is what? Trust him. Trust him. You've seen it, and that's it. And that's the repetition of it, the endurance. So, for nearly a month or two now, he's done this. But he wouldn't let me drive Super Bowl Sunday. They gave me the brakes, but he did not give me the will to do it. He walked me into a challenge, but he got me out of the challenge. But he walks me into the challenge, and he gets me out of the challenge. So going back to what is the challenge? to believe in him that everything will be okay. Now, he showed me what I can do in one day, what he can do in one day, because he leaves it all to one day. So I told you, in one day I can make about $165 to $200 without driving the airport. I used to do that at the airport in just 4 rides, but it would take, you know what I mean? That's what happened. So now it's like taking what the new method and the old method and combining it and trusting God that all of this will work out. Why is he doing all this? Ultimately, to get a better work schedule was what he said. We need to create a better work schedule for you, because you're not going to find another job that's going to let you work around this schedule. And right now, we're not, you know what I mean? It's just what he's trying to teach me. Is like, he doesn't want me to do what I always did. He wants me to do it his way. And there's lots of, you know what I mean, baby steps to his way. It's like, yeah, weeks and weeks of you're not going to drive, only when I say so. It's like a permit. I'm permitting you to drive, but only under my circumstances. And that's really how it is when you really, you know, as his servant and all this bullshit. I tell you all the time, I'm ready to go, but I can't go because I don't feel it. And that's honoring it. And my feelings are honorable, dude. I have to honor them. And then I see that, you know what I mean, it's an honor to God, or God honoring me. It all comes back to your feelings, bro. So going back to this piece. The second of the Mahavida wisdom goddesses of the goddesses in the goddess Tara, represented by her many colors. Tara manifests in the unlimited form to accomplish whatever task is required to support the spiritual liberation of all beings. Tara can be Sumaya, gentle, kind, and comfort like the moon. She can be Ugar, Tara, fierce in defense against extreme negativities, wrathful and fearsome. Her multiple forms remind us that the unending resourcefulness of the Divine Mother. And that's what I show you, is, I mean, I can be all things. I can be a whole man and go do manly ass work and beat these men at everything. And then I can be a whole mother. I can be a whole this and I can be a whole that. There's many, you know, I'm wholehearted in all of my sides, but all of those sides is one part of the whole. You know what I mean? I'm not this or that. I'm all of this. You know what I mean? It is taught that Tara will manifest in whatever form is required for the protection of spiritual aspirants. Tara is the Divine Mother enlightenment activity. Sometimes we subconsciously switch off the divine assistance by limiting what we think is possible for spiritual energy to influence and manifest. And that's it. You limit what you think is possible based on your understanding of how the world works. But you're trying to create impossibilities into the world based on nothing more than your belief. That's where this all comes from. Divine creativity. Every thought that was ever had was given an image, a whisper. Man didn't know what fire was until he was showed what fire was and how to make fire. You must be shown all the beautiful things that we live in that have been created. Down to, I think this is really cool, which would be helpful right now, but it's not. We're not up to. Can send you a text message when it's time to change your clothes over. We wash our clothes in the fucking stream. This is amazing. It does everything for you. Yep, you just push a button. Wow, amazing. You can have a whole meal in there. Yep, you just push a button. Wow. This thing will take me wherever I want to go. Yep, you just push a button. Wow. Where did they come up with such things? The microwave, the telephone, the automobile. You know what I mean? The fucking radio. We could send frequencies of our voice through the air. What? I still don't get that. You remember the old, it's in both of the fucking, he's so funny. It's in both of the Charlie and the Chocolate Factories, how they showed how they send an image through the radio waves to create TV. I still don't get it. You're like, but I know it happens. We're watching TV all the time. You're watching me right now, but how? Because of that thing out there. a fucking satellite. We lose all of the connections through those satellites. It's pretty fucked up. But in the sense of somebody came and showed them, and nobody believed them until they made it. But they had this madness inside of them. Albert Einstein, you know what I mean? Fucking Joan of Arc, bro. 13. I am going to save the French people. Yeah, you and what army, bitch? Watch me whip. God said I can do this, dude. He's shown me. She did it, bro. What the fuck you think she's gonna do in this lifetime? If you don't get the fuck out of my house and go save somebody else, because you are killing me. I feel so oppressed by your ways. Meanwhile, this guy, once he starts fucking with shit, I feel like he's gonna blow us all up. He's gonna blow us away. In the essence, the Oracle asks you to challenge such spirit-limiting beliefs to empower divine assistance in your life. And then there's those people that couldn't have a thought to save them because all they're thinking about is their own thoughts. Is that you? We're gonna work through it. You're not lost. Like, oh my god, I can't stop thinking. I know. The brain is terrible. We're going to work through them, but it's a terrible unprogramming, and that goes back to the ISIS, bro. We gotta take all that wrapping off of you. It's like they wrapped you up so tight in fucking bubble wrap of bullshit, bro. It's like we're gonna pop every one of those bubbles and ideas. It's really not gonna feel too good in there. But I promise I'm gonna get you out of there. Which is what? Your mind. Tibetan Buddhist doctrine teaches that Tara loves us all as one child. There is significance to this that is freeing. In the realm of ego, we see ourselves and others as either allied or at war. And that means division. We see that there's differences of, you love them more, or they're more likable, or they're more, we're less. They're more, we're less. They're more, we're less. And that's exactly what they said that the heart works of. More, less. Open, close, open, close, open, close, open, close. Right? Meaning that's just your programming. You look at a person, you're either open to them or you're closed-minded to them. You look at a situation, you're either open to it or you're closed-minded to it. You look at dinner, you're like open to it or closed. Going on a date, open or close. Open or close. Now, why do you close yourself off to these things? Fear. Bronin, whatever the fuck her fucking goofy ass name is. God, give her a new name for me, please. And thank you. Because if I give her one, it's not going to be very fucking nice. Give her a new name, God. Make her new again. Anyways, with that being said, she posted this thing and I got in the comments and I posted it. She's like, if you could eliminate one thing of this world, what would it be? I said, fear. It's what controls all of you. If we could just eliminate one thing that would make this whole world better, it would be fear. You are afraid and you've been made to fear all things, so it keeps you limited. You don't go that place because you're afraid of what happens. You don't talk to that person because you're afraid of what will happen. You don't eat that food because you're afraid. You don't do this because you're afraid. You don't do this because you're afraid. You're afraid. You're afraid of what will happen. Limited. If I could eliminate one fucking thing from you guys, it's fear. Who can do that for you? God. God eliminates the fear of bullshit. Why? He's the cleanup crew. He's right there. You don't have to fear. But anyways, the ego thinks you are either with me or against me, and battles ensue. For the peace-loving heart, there is no joy in such a way of being. It creates anxiety, distress, and fear, which steals the power, love, and hopefulness from the heart. When we acknowledge that Tara loves us all as her one child, just like God, rather than us as many children, it gives us permission to receive fully without guilt. Now, God sees you as one, and that's how He's created. That's how He's able to work with you, everyone as one. Because it's one child, one mechanism, one factory with lots of different moving parts. And He moves all the parts to keep the factory moving. And that's the energy flow. And I told you, what are you doing with all this energy, God? What are we doing? I don't understand where it goes. As a star being, I'm sitting here looking straight up into the stars like, I'm going to get to this, bottom of this. It's like, why put us here full of energy, full of light, full of love, to drain us of our light and love on this planet? Why are we putting so much light and love into this planet? I guess the question answered itself. In the sense of, let's keep going. I feel like we're being drained of our fucking spiritual essence just being on this planet. It drains us. We're supposed to put it in there to empower it, but if you look at it, you know what I mean? Without enough power, it's just overpowering. The planet itself is just suffocating to a star being. You know what I mean? I, myself, you know what I mean? Of the darkness. It's just kind of repulsion, but in the sense of, it's like, yeah, it's all suffocating. Why? Why? Why, God? Why? I ask the real questions, the big ones that are way above this world. Why? But why, God? And that fucking kid he can't get rid of. Alright, anyways, in the whole. He looks at you as whole, you know what I mean? He's not just worried about you and then he's worried about them. He'll get to you when he's done with them. No, all of you are on the same, he's taking care of all of you at the same time. Nobody's more important, nobody's left out, nobody's not. You're all part of this big-ass plan. He planned everybody's day today. Everybody's. In every way, bro. You're like, where's free will? You get to freely feel how you want to about his will and his works in your life. Meaning, it's like, why can't I get out of this? Your own mind, your own programming. You're not walking with God. You're not walking in trust and belief and hope and faith. We can break down why and all of your fucking questions, but that's what it is. It's like, well, why don't I have peace? Why don't I have abundance? Why don't I have love? You do. You're just not letting it in. It's all around you. It's everywhere. That's the grail, the holy grail. There's peace to be had. You just have to grasp it inside of you. It's inside of you. It's not outside of you. This doesn't give you peace. You find peace in this. In everything you do. Abundance isn't like, oh, I'm so bountiful. Look at all my shit. Where the fuck am I gonna shove all this shit? I gotta pack all this shit in my Chevy. Like, where the fuck? In the sense of, what is bountiful? I have a house, and I have a car, and I have this. You're bountiful. God has given you the bounties of, you know, whatever. In the sense of, what is abundance to you? Love. Do you love yourself? Do you love your cat? Do you love your food? Do you love your favorite show? Do you love your blanket? Do you love your freaking clothes? You have lots of love for the things that God has given you in this life. You don't maybe have a lot of love for people, and that's why you're not getting love from people. But I assure you, the people that you go and love on, they give you love back, don't they? Maybe not the kind you want, like, get off me. I was just trying to be friendly. Like, that's not what I meant. And that's where it is. It's like, where's your receiver to this? How much love do you want? How much are you giving and how much are you receiving? It's all around you. Right? So, in the sense of, it's like, no, my life sucks. No, you're a sucker to your life, bro. See what God's trying to teach you, and then he'll take you to a new level of your life. In the sense of, a new adventure. It's all there. It's like you always had it in you. I've been thinking about moving to a houseboat my whole life. What stopped you? I had to learn some hard lessons. I had to become strong. I had to trust in myself. I had to learn what it meant to be on a boat. I lived on a farm. I never seen water before. I had to learn how to swim. I had to fight all my fears. I always thought about it though. And that's it. Are you just going to stay on your farm thinking about what the water looks like? What it would feel like? Or are you going to get out there and feel the water? You better put on a life jacket. God's your life jacket. He put that dream inside of you. It's possible. I never swam in my life. That's okay. None of us ever did too until we learned. They teach babies all the time. They can teach you. Yeah, you're going to be just as scared as the babies. You don't have to do it with everyone, but yeah, we all have to learn. We didn't, you know what I mean? Like, we're not dogs. We don't just know how to swim, and some of them don't. I'm not sure that all dogs do know how to swim. Not, you know what I mean? I know they all go to heaven, but I don't know about swimming. You ever try to give your dog a bath? What a fucking pain in the ass. Hey, did you know? Thanks, Lewis. That was sexy. Lewis takes showers with his dog. And he's so buff, he could pick that big-ass, fat-ass dog up and scrub it, dub it. And he does it. There's videos of it in short shorts. That's a sexy thing. That's so loving. It's like, man, I love you. I'm going to take a shower with you and wash you because you fucking need some loving. I'm going to love you. First off, these dogs is heavy. Mine's not. That big fat ass dog, that just shows how strong Lewis is. He might not really use any of that strength in the car, even though he says he's just losing weight all the time. You and me both, buddy. That's all I do is drive around losing weight. It's so funny. I don't know why I'm talking about it. I don't know. It's just a great image. What's not? That's a great image of him in the shower with his dog. I don't know. Love you, Lewis. See you later, buddy. Let's keep going. I don't know. Something about God and his kids, and they love you. No matter what happens to be, there is no such thing as privilege at a spiritual level. We are all in this together, and whatever happens within one being affects us all. We can only grow, heal, and awaken together entirely. There will be some who have the capacity to move ahead of the curve. That would be me. It has to find a way for you. The way shower. They will be supported in doing so. Yet there are no more important than those struggling to find the path. This does not mean that those with more advanced capabilities should martyr themselves to the lower frequency of their spiritual brothers and sisters, or give up attempting to make spiritual progress. And that was me. I was like, dude, I can't leave you behind. Bro, if you don't get the fuck off me, like, if you find it, I'll see you when you get there. Go scroll backwards like 500 fucking videos and find your way to where I am right now. The more progress we make on our spiritual journey, the more benefit we ultimately bring to the collective, because we are all connected. You cannot choose who will be able to acknowledge and support your spiritual path, nor how the benefit will reach others. Some will be able to receive a direct and immediate benefit. Others will not have the capacity. That's it. Do you understand the words that... And that's what I said. I can go teach the fucking monkeys and the rats. We'll see if any of them know what I'm talking about. In the sense of no expectations. They don't have the consciousness to fully understand. There might be one or two that know what you're talking about. But just talk. Because even if they don't know what you're talking about, now that they'll have something spoke on them that they've never had put in them before. Truthfully, it's like they have no idea what I'm talking about, but at least I'm talking good shit and I'm talking God shit all over their life. God is shitting all over your life out of my mouth. She's full of shit. That's what you think. It's godly shit, though. Anyways, moving on. You cannot choose who will be able to acknowledge and support you, blah, blah, blah. Others will not have the capacity, blah, blah, blah. Yet, even if they and you cannot see how they can benefit as you make progress on your spiritual path, you can assume it is happening nonetheless. And that's it. I sparked you, bro. You got sparked. I'm just an amplifier. Blue skin Tara represents the element of spaciousness. Creative space in our lives opens us up to grace. You can only receive what you create room for. Blue Tara reminds us to continually clear a way for grace. That can require letting go of mental clinging and emotional distress, and becoming open to positive outcomes, no matter how unlikely or inaccessible they may sometimes seem to be. You have to start speaking prayers and miracles, miracles and blessings upon your life. I'm about to catch a miracle. God's working miracles in my life. I am a walking miracle. I am a walking miracle. God is the miracle in my life. He's working miracles in my life. He's a miracle worker, and this is my life, and his life is my life, and this is all miracles. Tell your stupid brain some good shit, and then tell the people outside of you some good shit, and walk in that good shit. You're full of shit. It's the shit I choose to believe. And if I believe it, so shall it be. You just don't understand the power of belief. I have a dream. You're fucking dreaming. Watch it come to reality. Why? Because I believe in my dreams until they turn into nightmares, and then we start all over. In the sense of, you can create some serious nightmares from your fucking wildest dreams. Okay. Let's keep going. You have to believe in positivity that something good can come from this. Something good's going to happen. No matter what is happening, something good, God's got me, God, get me. Not gimme, get me. Give me too. Give me ain't got shit. That's what he said. All right, anyways, letting go, no matter how unlikely and accessible something. We do not accomplish this by denying or ignoring thoughts and feelings, but by practicing reassurance and dropping into trust. You can't deny that you're scared. You can't deny that you're pissed off. You can't deny your feelings. You have to acknowledge that your thoughts and feelings. And again, nurture them, love them, reassure them that everything's going to be okay. No, 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 you don't understand. No, tell me more. Okay, I do understand. But I'm going to tell you something you don't understand. There's a God, and God's got us. Let me show you all these times that God got us. And then you start showing your mind, remembering. Remember me. Remember when God got you. And then you start showing your mind, hey, something's, yeah, okay, I believe you. But then you're like, you got to reassure that belief system. You're creating new belief systems. You're telling your brain to believe something it's never believed before. And you're telling it how to believe it. And you're telling it, you're validating, I understand why you're scared. And that's it. I understand why I am the way that I am. I'm reassuring myself that it's okay to be me, but that God's got me. And we're going to get through this. And we're going to be better when this is all done. That's it. No expectations, no understanding, no, you know what I mean? No, it's going to be okay. God's got us. Look at all the times God got us. And that was going back to, yesterday. I was afraid. I went to work because I was afraid that if I didn't get this money, well, I won't have no money. And ultimately, yeah, the car too. I knew that was going to be a thing. It's like, if I don't get this money, there ain't going to be no money. No, you got to start learning that God's got the money situation. How long is this going to take? And that's it. It's just a new level of understanding. You know what I mean? He told you to get your money this way, not that way. Okay. You know what I mean? And that's learning lots and lots of things and teaching yourself these things. It's like my brain wants to be like, it doesn't, because I told it and I told the internet. I reassured myself and the world that God got me and that this is all a lesson and there's a blessing and don't worry about this. Trust God. You're okay. It was a good night's sleep. You slept better than ever. I did. I slept next to my dog, my daughter. I slept great. It was the best night's sleep ever. You know what I mean? I had a good morning. I completely fucking totally Lysoled the shit out of everything. Got my laundry together. Everything's nice. We're going to have a good meal. God's got us. Don't worry. And that's what I mean. Can we take away the fear? Not right away. We fear everything. But we can reassure ourselves through our fearful times. It is a spiritual art. Sometimes it'll be easy to practice than other times. Yet, in shifting from distrust to trust again and again, we learn the pattern. And that's it. It's like there's these moments where like, okay, you had me before, but do you have me now? And that's where it is. It's like, God, I got to make a choice, and I don't know what's going to happen. I feel like I'm not supposed to go to work. Is this a good feeling, or am I being lazy? Am I not being, obedient? What am I supposed to do, God? I'm scared, God. That's what I pulled those videos, those cards last night. It was confirmation to my feelings, but I already had walked in them by the time I pulled the cards. I tried to show you. And the defeat was I defeated the fear and just walked in it. That was the truth is. It's like, God, you got me, right? I'm scared to make this decision. That's it. I'm scared to walk in my feelings of I don't want to, God. We learn to drop from our head into our heart. Because where was I before that, though? All for 4 days before that, I refused. I'm not going to, God. I don't want to, God. I don't want to, God. I don't want to. So then when I woke up yesterday, I said, God, is this me? Do I need to go to work? Am I being, is this me? Am I going to make a mistake by not wanting to do what I'm supposed to do? You know what I mean? And that's it. Understand. You didn't want to before. Well, yeah, but I was prepared all day, but now I really don't want to again. Why don't I want to? That's it. We learn to empower Tara's grace in our lives for the spiritual benefit of all beings. Unlike Kali's wild and free hair, Tara is carefully coiled. This represents her gift of gentle taming and wild spirit and providing us with careful, patient, and loving steps to bring ourselves back to peace and empowerment. If you've been feeling out of control of yourself or situations, you can have felt incapable of positive influencing. The Oracle of the Blue Tara brings comfort. Chaos will give way to the correct higher order of love. Let there be peace in your heart. As she looks to the right, gazing towards the future, the gift of the Oracle is a prediction of peace, protection, and authentically excessive. Okay, stop. I can't read. My blessing is in my curse. I don't want to go outside and be part of the world. But by going out inside and being part of the world brings me peace. Do you understand the chaos within? It's chaos for me to go out and be part of that world, but being part of that world brings me peace. The only way to get the peace is to fight through the chaos. It's no less the chaos. And that's where it is like, that's what I realized last night. It was like, was I supposed to fight more about, pushing my way into the matrix when I didn't feel like going? And that's where I was like, did I make a mistake? But only today could I see the bigger picture. You don't know what you're doing until after it's done. It's like, well, we'll make the decision and we'll sit and wait. I made the right decision because now I'm on the right path to learn this lesson once and for all. Okay, let's see. Brings comfort. Chaos will give way to the correct higher order of love. Meaning, the very thing I didn't want to do was go out and be part of the world. But when I went out and I drove and was part of the world for all of Sunday, it brought peace. I got back my peace by doing the very thing I didn't want to do. But only on the day when it was right to do it. I didn't want to do it any other day. And I didn't whine and bitch and complain. I went out and I drove 20 rides and took all day on Sunday, and that was it. But I did not feel that I wanted to do it any day before that. Do you understand? It's like, I can go to work, and I felt great about going to work. And it's like, you have to honor your feelings as they flow. And know which ones to flow with and which ones to go, to push harder. Let there be peace in your heart. As she looks to her right, gazing towards the future, the gift of this oracle is a prediction of a peaceful, protected, and authentically expressive future, drawing close to you now. You have every right to feel hopeful, happy, and secure in your future as your future destiny is unfolding. Invocation. Tara, Sama Sartarini, she who leads us beyond suffering, may your love, wisdom, and grace manifest fully and completely through my heart for the spiritual benefits of all beings. I offer up all my concerns to you now, with complete confidence in your swiftness, practicality, resourcefulness, and creative healing genius. With an open and trusting heart, I invite you to manifest as you wish within me and in my life. Ha ma tari, ha ma. Okay, I got a huge download about this while I was getting through this. Let me see if I can bring it back up. Beyond, who leads us beyond suffering, may your love, wisdom, and grace manifest fully, completely through my heart and the spiritual. I offer my concerns to you now. Damn, I lost it. Oh, okay. The faith. All right, so last week I told you that I did all of this extra work to find out what was going on with my car instead of trusting God. I got emails that saying I had a week to pay it all off. And then I got an email that said I had today to pay it off. Then I called the guy, and the guy says, well, it could take months, or they could catch it tomorrow. But I have an email saying that I have until the 25th. So if you put it on me before the 25th, then, you're not honoring the actual email, the first email. And that's what he was saying. So realistically, ultimately, in their position is you better should just pay it. Because if I didn't wait to see what the if was. I jumped to the worst case scenario like I always do, is they're going to take my car. Right? So, today, I didn't. Yeah, last week, I was like, they're going to take my car. I don't trust God. And that's what I was like. So you're saying, and that's what I told him. I was like, so you're saying I could actually make this up through the account. He's like, yeah, but I don't want to tell you that you do. And that they, they trip your account and then they shut off your account. But I have an email saying that they're not going to do that for a week. You know what I mean? In the sense of, if they did it, then that's, then it's so shall it be. But ultimately, he was working off of my fear to get me to put up all that money. Now, the same thing is here. The same fear. If you don't put up the money from last week, we're going to take your car. I have the email that says that you're not going to take my car till the end of the week, and that it's been added to my current Lyft fucking account, like it was last time. And I have until the end of the week to clear this balance, like the fucking email says. But they used my fear and my own fear of losing, my fear of loss, to where I was like, I'm going to pay you everything you say, and I'm going to do exactly what you say. Okay, now we fast forward. I did what God said, and I paid off more than most of it. All I have to pay is like, a little bit of it left. And here's the same thing. God gives me a job. It's the same exact shit. If I give you the same thing, are you going to do the same thing? So in the essence of, if I went to work last night, what would I have done? I would have given their money again. I would have had no energy for any type of life. I would have done all of this just to give up, you know what I mean? Because of my fear of taking the car and not following what the fucking whole thing says. If I can't pay my car, I'm supposed to work it off in a week and trust God that I can have this week to work it off. I stopped trusting him and I started paying for this shit. Instead of working harder, I started working the hardest. And it's been costing me more and more and more. Money, not work. All it costs me is time and energy to work this off. But when I'm out there, dude, I'm literally giving my time and energy to another business to get dollars to give to my business that's supposed to be giving me dollars. That's what God is trying to teach me. Okay? In the trust and faith is like, all right, are you going to do the same thing and give him all your money? Which I don't have this time. Are you going to go beg for more money? Are you going to keep giving them your money? Or are you going to work and pay them off? And that's where it is. It's like you have to do what you haven't been doing. You have to finally do it his way. And that's just kind of it. And you get a peace about it when you finally realize, okay, I finally get what you're trying to show me. Okay, I got it. Let's get to work. Not yet. There's the trust. Well, now you've put all this extra, and now I have to trust harder. When he will give me the energy to get all of this done. He said this is the way it's going to be done, and he'll take care of all of it. And that's where it is. It's like new and new levels of trusting him. It's like, how much do I got to trust you with all my heart? Oh, I don't like this. So I just want to say that. Place your hands in prayer before your heart. You are now going to form the lotus mudra in front of your heart. I'm not going to read this to you. Just like the other books, I'm going to stop with the guided meditations. From now on, I'm not doing the guided meditations from this book. This is at least the second time I've read this book. And after the second or third, I stopped doing that, dude. I'm not going to teach you this. It's for you to learn your own mudras, meditations, guided meditations. You know what I mean? Just like I'm not saying their prayers. It's up to you to take it to the next level of your healing. Okay? With that being said, this is an hour 17:17. We are done. I'm not reading a crystal mandala. I was going to. It's a new level, which is Ishtar, which is another level of my being that I haven't put into this being yet. It's a lighter part of me, but still a dark part. I was going to bring that in, but we'll bring that in on Sunday with the new energy, which makes far more sense. We have a shift of energy tomorrow that's happening. I can feel it since yesterday. It's the Egyptian energy, the Hindu energy, which you can see we're going into some source of peace. The Egyptian energy, I said the floods of the Nile, so that brings abundance. In essence, the destruction brings abundance. You don't get the way of life. And Odin, what did we pull from Odin? We didn't pull anything. Give me a sign. Nothing. Don't know. If I was to say the Morgan, but that's just more war. Since no, we got that tomorrow. Enjoy your today. Stay in today. Honor your feelings. Trust God that, you know what I mean, he's given you such feelings and he wants you to walk in them. Your feelings, not all of... I just had to breathe. As Lilith, what destroyed me was the feelings that I had about the things that I witnessed. And I forced destruction on others because of those feelings. I felt this was just. I felt this was entertaining. I felt this way. Okay, God honored me in those feelings, and he let me be a little total fucking demoness. Okay, because my feelings were real. They were very real, and I acted in a real way in them. And you act really out like that too. Many people have acted in the Lilith and in the Lucifer, where you take up, you know what I mean, your feelings get the best of you. Okay? We are here to honor our feelings and understand our feelings so that we're not controlled by them. We don't control our feelings. We flow with them. Know that, okay? That's your divine feminine. That's what all of this story was about today. I'm going to label this as the divine feminine feelings inside of you. all the names and flavors of what makes you you. We talk about a lot of the dark side because that's me. I am the dark feminine, and in order for you to get to the good stuff, you got to go through all the bad stuff. All right, I love you guys. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your feelings. Be the goddess for yourself. Nurture, love, and compassion, and that's what Jesus was. He was a goddess. He was a god, but he was a goddess, bro. He loved you. He cared about you. You know what I mean? He forgave you. He prayed for you. He tried to heal you and feed you and clothe you. He was a goddess, bro. But that was God. The softer side of God. All right. Hey, love yous. Laters. Bye. I'm starving.